Amy Hyde Kleiber and Ashley Hyde Tooley, co-owners, Hyde's Restaurant. Amy and Ashley are the co-owners of Hyde's Restaurant. The sisters and partners share many names. They've been called the A-Team, Wonder Twins, Sisty Uglies, and the Hyde Sisters. Most notably, the sisters complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. The business is certainly an accomplishment. The sisters are third-generation restaurant owners who take immense pride in their legacy. There are few family restaurants which have endured the test of time, and Hyde's is one of them, open since 1946. As owners of one of Hamilton's most beloved restaurants, Amy and Ashley serve as inspiring business owners. They often go the extra mile for their employees, many who have been with the restaurant for decades. Amy, Ashley, and their fellow employees take pride in a job well done. The sisters credit their accomplishments to those who have accompanied them on their path. Their families for their love and support, with their parents offering guidance and teaching them the value of work. Amy shares the lessons her parents have taught her with her own children to do better and be better. She has been married for 21 years to her husband, Nate. They are proud parents of Seth, Ellie, and Hallie. Amy praises her children as her greatest joy and blessing. They are her motivation. In her spare time, Amy enjoys gardening, cooking, and reading. Ashley is mom to son Brennan and enjoys gardening and restoring her vintage camper.
Our Hyde's journey began after our father became ill, and Ashley and I came into our restaurant pretty abruptly. So we began working and learning the restaurant industry, even though we've been around it our whole life. And we like to say learned trial by fire in many ways. We are here today as businesswomen in the community, and we're very honored, humbled, thankful, surprised to have this award given to us today, and are still just so blessed by this award.
We certainly haven't done this by any means or measures on our own. Our staff have been there literally for decades, sometimes some decades before us, who have helped, saved us, wiped away tears, yelled, screamed. They're as much family as anyone else. So Hyde's family tradition of being a part of this small community, we have our own community at Hyde's as well. And we're very thankful for the men and women who have helped us continue this legacy.
And we're happy to say that several of them are with us here today and joining us in this award. Our second and also contributing factor to our success is certainly our family. We have been fiercely loved by our parents. We have been taught and reassured and loved unconditionally, tremendously, always. And that is a trait I believe that Ashley and I do bring to our workplace, in that when we have our employees or our people who we have followed and have followed us, that we want to then pass on to them to be a better person, to make a better choice, to make their lives different and better. Not saying that we are perfect in any way, shape, or form, but we always try. We stumble, we fall, we struggle, but we work hard, and we come back to that working hard. So if we can continue to do that, and we can continue to pass that on to both our Hyde's family and our own families, then that is certainly accomplishment on all levels for us.
Absolutely. Thank you for this award.
Thank you for this award. We are, again, so honored, beyond humbled, and very, very grateful.
Thank you.
Crystal Tipton, Vice President of the Community Impact, Butler County United Way. Crystal is the Vice President of Community Impact at Butler County United Way. She leads the organization's community impact work and initiatives that focus on improving educational, health, and financial outcomes for children, youth, and adults. Crystal develops and participates in partnerships that meet the needs of the community and align with the goals of Butler County United Way. She encourages collaborative relationships with and among organizations to reduce duplication of services and increase positive outcomes. Crystal oversees engagement with nonprofit partners, provides educational forums for agency learning, and manages the request for funding process. Most recently, she led the organization's transition to outcomes measurement and accountability-based funding, which included more focus on collaborations. Crystal has a passion for connecting community members to impact work and has a lifelong commitment to community involvement. She believes that by engaging others in meaningful conversations, we can work together to achieve positive change. The person who most inspired Crystal was her mother. Her mother has been an extraordinary influence on her life. She taught her to always love, care, and do her best. The quote she likes the most is, "Success isn't about how much money you make, it's about the difference you make in people's lives." Every day, she continues to inspire others to make Butler County a better place to live. In addition to her work, Crystal is active in the community in many ways. She serves on the Butler County Head Start Policy Council, Volunteer Leadership Council at the American Cancer Society, and is a member of the Hamilton Rotary Club. She also serves on the United Way Worldwide Impact for Exchange Committee. Crystal is alumni of the Leadership Hamilton Class 23 and Westchester Liberty Chamber Alliance Leadership 21 class of 2016. A native of Hamilton and graduate of Wright State University, Crystal is married to Tim and they have 3 daughters, Olivia, Lauren, and Elise. In her spare time, she enjoys scrapbooking, traveling, and spending time with her family.
Hello. Thank you to the YWCA of Hamilton, its staff, leadership, and board for this recognition. I am honored to accept this award and to join past honorees that I have long admired and respected. Congratulations to this year's nominees, each of whom have made incredible contributions to Butler County. I salute the YWCA for their work, mission, and focus on empowered women who model a variety of ways to lead, add value to our community, and improve the lives of others. I want to thank my nominator, Mag Baker, whom I have the utmost respect and from whom I have gained the strength to challenge myself and perform better at each stage. I would also like to thank my coworkers. It is a joy and pleasure to work with such dedicated people who believe and give so much for our mission and vision of Butler County United Way. To my extended family and friends, thank you for your continued support. Thank you to my wonderful parents for your love and support over the years. You are great role models, and receiving this award would not have been possible without the inspiration and encouragement from you both. I want to thank my siblings. I am proud to be your sister. To my 3 beautiful girls, Olivia, Lauren, and Elise, I am blessed to be your mother. Each of you motivates me to be better each day and achieve my accomplishments. A special thanks to my wonderful husband for your constant encouragement and belief in me. Tim, the value that you place on my work means more to me than words can express. I have faced challenges in life, but each of them has only strengthened me to make me the person I am today. I want to tell each of you that you should never give up. It's not over unless you want it to be. I am reminded of the quote by Edmund Lee, "Surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, the believers and the thinkers, but most of all, surround yourself with those who see the greatness within you, even when you don't see it yourself." I am humbled to be in the company of women who have inspired me, who have helped shape my thinking, and who have helped me realize the potential of my profession to truly make a difference. Serving my community has been a joy and a privilege that I am grateful for every single day. I wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for all the amazing people in this county. I encourage you to invest in your community. There are children who need educational support and mentorship, families that need even their basic needs met, and individuals that want to live a healthy and active lifestyle. Not one person can do this alone, but together we can achieve such a greater impact. May we all continue to work together, support each other, and keep Butler County a beautiful place to live and work. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Grace Fair, Emerging Leader, Lakota East High School senior. Grace is a senior at Lakota East High School and a member of the varsity swim team, a Health Occupation Students of America competitor in EMT skills, a member of the National Honor Society, Relay for Life, and Lakota East Student Advisory Council. Passionate about people, service, and human rights, Grace is the co-leader for the Gender and Sexuality Alliance, or the GSA, at Lakota East, an active volunteer in the same-day surgery unit at Westchester Hospital, and a co-facilitator of a youth support group at Cincinnati Children's Hospital Transgender Clinic. Grace's advocacy for LGBTQIA youth started 4 years ago, when she learned one of her younger siblings is transgender. This pivotal moment of her life allowed her to recognize her privilege and the power of her voice. Walking into her freshman year, she joined her school's GSA and became one of only a few straight allies. Throughout the rest of her time as an East student, she has spoken at board meetings, advocated for policy, and initiated dialogue with Lakota administrators about creating direct change within her building. Grace has helped create public awareness and promote change for LGBTQIA students and their educational needs. Grace frequently uses her voice in other ways around her school. During her junior year, she was selected by her principal to be part of a new group at her school called the Student Advisory Council, or SAC. This group has been instrumental in leading change throughout Lakota East. Some of their initiatives include anything from designing new learning spaces and testing schedules to new projects that celebrate diversity and individuality through the group's Unity Committee. One of her proudest moments as a member of the SAC was organizing an event to honor and support the victims of the 2018 Parkland, Florida school shooting. With the help of her peers, Grace organized a fundraiser that benefited the victims and their families, helped organize a letter-writing campaign to politicians and office holders, and helped facilitate peer-to-peer conversations about school safety. Grace is deeply inspired by the courageous women she is surrounded by who have helped her along this journey. Her grandmother, Annette, who herself has persevered through many challenges, taught her to never let anyone hold her back from achieving her goals. And her mother, Lisa, who is also an advocate for LGBTQIA students, taught her to always work relentlessly and fearlessly for what is right, and never to let a voice fall silent. And lastly, her principal, Susanna Davis, taught her that advocacy is not a dirty word and to always start with yes.
87% of LGBTQ youth are harassed or assaulted on school property. 28% of LGBTQ youth indicated that they did not plan to or didn't think that they could finish high school due to the harassment that they face. And nearly 50% of transgender people will attempt suicide before their 25th birthday. I'm Grace Fair, and these statistics used to be just numbers to me, but today they are my why. My desire to advocate for LGBTQ youth began 4 years ago when I learned that it's perfectly legal for someone to be fired from their job because of who they love. And it's legal for someone to be kicked out of a public place or even denied housing due to their gender identity. The only way to stand up to these appalling practices is for me to lend my voice for all of those who haven't been able to find theirs. I became an ally and an advocate because I believe in love, and because I believe that all citizens of the U.S. deserve equal rights and protections under the law. I would like to thank the YWCA for this amazing award. I'm truly honored to be recognized as an emerging leader alongside so many amazing women, and I hope to be able to continue to make an impact outside of Lakota East after I graduate this spring. I would like to thank my principal, my friend, and my nominator, Susanna Davis. She was the first leader who ever sat down with me to talk about important issues that would positively impact our school. She listened and she believed in me, helped me to find my voice, and she taught me that advocacy isn't a dirty word. I would also like to thank my grandmother and my mom. I would be lucky to grow up to be half of the woman that either of them are. Altogether, I'm so grateful to have such supportive and uplifting friends and family. Together, they have taught me to be relentless in chasing my goals, to persevere through all obstacles, to not fear standing out against norms, and to love unconditionally. And finally, I would like to end with a quote from Somali Ma'am. I strongly believe that love is the answer and that it can mend even the deepest unseen wounds. Love can heal, love can console, love can strengthen, and yes, love can make change. Thank you.
Danielle Webb, Vice President, Marketing and Community Relations, Community First Solutions. Danielle joined Community First Solutions, then Colonial Senior Services, in 2005. As Vice President of Marketing and Community Relations, she oversees all internal and external marketing and communication, development, and the operations of the Coach House restaurant. A lifelong Hamiltonian, Danielle is passionate about serving her community. She is a current member of the Vision Commission Board and the Boys and Girls Club Board and the Hamiltonian Garden Club. She is a former board member of YWCA Hamilton and former elder of the Presbyterian Church in Hamilton. In 2015, Danielle led the development of the We Are Hamilton project to raise awareness of the revitalization efforts happening throughout the community. Danielle is a model of a woman in leadership roles. She is full of creative ideas and has true passion for our community. Quote by Liz Hayden. Danielle enjoys reading and gardening, traveling, and hanging out with her family, especially her niece Madeline and nephews Evan and Carson. Danielle says, I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to learn from and work beside inspiring women who are invested in helping others and working together to make our community a better place. I often think about how lucky I am to be connected to so many people that take the time to celebrate one another, support one another through tough times, and go the extra mile to show compassion.
Congratulations to this year's honorees. I am humbled to be recognized among such exceptional women. Special thanks to my nominator, Liz Hayden, a true friend, fierce community champion, and all-around inspirational girl boss. Thanks also to the YWCA for providing a platform to celebrate and serve women and the hardworking staff who bring that mission to life every day. I am especially grateful to my family. My parents, Pam and Steve Webb, who have provided unconditional support throughout my lifetime, working so hard to ensure that I had every opportunity possible, teaching me the value of hard work, celebrating all accomplishments, no matter how small, and helping me always with anything and everything from running errands to renovating houses. I am forever grateful. I would also like to say a special thanks to my aunt, Terry Ziffel, who was my first career role model. When I was a little girl, I was so impressed with Terry's collection of both skirt suits and Madonna cassettes. I had a front row seat to watching her career develop in Hamilton. This is something that truly shaped me because I've seen the dedication she has invested into her career, and it is one that I aspire to emulate. I am also so grateful that I've had the opportunity to develop my own career at Community First here in my hometown of Hamilton. Over the past 14 years, I've had the incredible opportunity to learn from and work beside visionary leaders who are invested in helping others and making our community a better place. When you work for an organization like Community First, you are awarded the opportunity to impact your community and the people who live in it in many ways. In small ways, like being in the right place at the right time to sit with a friend who just received a scary diagnosis. And in big ways, like helping to create new services, develop campaigns that connect more people to support that they need, and participate in leadership initiatives outside the organization, like the We Are Hamilton project. Right now, there is so much good work being done to transform our city for generations to come. And I feel so lucky to have the opportunity to play a small role. I am motivated and inspired by the many, many people in our city and in this room right now who work selflessly and collectively to enrich the lives of so many people through their commitment to service and community leadership. Thank you so much for this honor.
Sybil A. Harris Miller, Dr. Julia Goodman Award recipient, co-president, League of Women Voters of Oxford, Ohio. Sybil is a volunteer leader who enriches the greater Oxford community by tackling serious social issues with grace and dedication. YWCA Hamilton is pleased to present her with the Dr. Julia Goodman Award. Growing up on her family's Milford Township farm, she was enchanted by the beauty of the green fields and aware of the hard work her family members did each day to keep the farm going and to take care of each other. As she grew up, Sybil developed an increasing awareness of suffering in her community and wider world. The churches she attended drove her to the social gospel of caring about others in meaningful ways. She recognized the vast racial injustices built to American society and realized her role in working to help the nation live up to the promises of justice for all. Sybil's parents, Robert and Marilee Duval Harris, were committed proponents of the social justice during the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Sybil joined the movement and together with her parents traveled to the famous 1963 March on Washington, where she stood towards the front with hundreds of thousands of the other Americans listening to Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. Her involvement in the civil rights movement and current activism are a continuation of a family and spiritual commitment partnered with a deep belief that America is truly capable of becoming the land of the free. While attending Miami University, Sybil went on 2 trips south organized by YWCA USA to assist with voter registration, first in Greensboro and then Raleigh, North Carolina. Her passion for eliminating voter suppression remains strong in her current position of co-president, League of Women Voters of Oxford, Ohio. After graduation from Miami, Sybil moved with her husband Bill to New York City, where she stayed for 35 years. She was appointed by the governor as a delegate to the White House Conference on Aging and was later appointed by the mayor of New York City as a commissioner to the 12-person New York City Districting Commission, where they redesigned city council boundaries to bring them into compliance with the Voting Rights Act. Sybil returned to Butler County 19 years ago to become the executive director of the YWCA Hamilton. During this time, she accomplished a multi-million-dollar historic renovation of the beautiful YWCA building, providing an inviting and safe home for women and a hub for services, racial justice work, and the empowerment of women for the entire community. Sybil retired in 2010 after almost 10 years. In her time since retirement, Sybil continues to stand up for unequal treatment directed at women and girls. In her work with the League of Women Voters of Oxford, she champions the right to vote, fights against voter suppression tactics, resists structural racism, and pushes for the full participation of women and people of color in the civic, economic, and political life of our communities. She and her husband own and operate Harris Miller Farm, a certified organic family farm near Houston Woods, are very active in the Ohio Farmers Union, Miami Valley Farmers Union, environmental and food-related justice causes, the NAACP Oxford unit, and various committees in Miami University. They are members of the church of her earliest childhood, St. Matthew Lutheran Church of Dartown. Sybil and her husband of 53 years, fellow civil rights activist William R. Miller Jr., have received numerous awards including the NAACP Service Award, the Peace and Justice Award from the Oxford Citizens for Peace and Justice, and the Certificate of Achievement for Outstanding Contributions of the Core Farmers Union Issues. Sybil was also honored for her community service by the Estella Hasty Women's Missionary Society of Oxford Bethel AME Church and by the United Way of Oxford.
Eliminating racism and empowering women. What a powerful mission of a wonderful organization, the YWCA. Being honored as an Outstanding Woman of Achievement by the YWCA of Hamilton, Ohio, is one of the high points of my life, and I'm so grateful to them for granting me this remarkable honor. The YWCA has played a central part in my life, not only during the 10 years that I served as executive director and implemented the major renovation of our beautiful historic building at 3rd and Dayton Streets here in Hamilton, but way before that. As a child, I learned to swim at the Dayton, Ohio YWCA, and I had my first paid job there as a day camp counselor during my college days at Miami University. Thus, my professional paid career began and ended at the YWCA when I retired in 2010 here in Hamilton. My family has connections to the YWCA Hamilton, some that go back way before my birth. My father, as a young man from our Milford Township family farm, came to the popular weekend dances that took place there. His first cousin lived in the YWCA during World War II as a military woman, and later in the 1950s, one of my cousins lived there as well. We are so fortunate that the first woman medical doctor in Butler County, Dr. Julia Goodman, founded our YWCA in 1900. She was determined to bring uplifting programs, residential opportunities, skills training, and sisterhood to women trying to create safe, productive, and happy lives for themselves and others. The YWCA in Hamilton, thanks to her, has enriched so many lives, including my life. That's why receiving this first time ever Dr. Julia Goodman Award is such a profound honor for me. And the YWCA of the USA also influenced my life profoundly in another specific way. The most meaningful civil rights work that I was able to do in the 1960s was organized by the YWCA National Office. They trained college students for nonviolent philosophy and tactics and sent us to different parts of the South to do voter registration. We helped many people register to vote for the very first time in their lives, and I gained a life-changing exposure to the brutal and brazen racism battering our country. Racial justice work and voting rights have been a consistent thread in my life. One of my main activities these days in retirement is my membership and leadership in the nonpartisan League of Women Voters of Oxford, Ohio. We register people to vote, we get out the vote, we protect the vote, and we educate the voter. We fight political gerrymandering and voter suppression. I get to carry on the voting rights work I learned from the YWCA in the 1960s and continue it today with the League of Women Voters. Our voter registration drive at the YWCA Hamilton this past fall brought me full circle in my passion for voting rights, connecting that commitment once again with the YWCA. The mission of the League of Women Voters is making democracy work. The synergy of these two missions, eliminating racism and empowering women while making democracy work, is a clear call to action for making our dear country live up to its promise of liberty and justice for all. The fight is not yet won. We must all work to protect voting rights now. I accept this Outstanding Woman of Achievement Award with humility and joy, and in solidarity with all those whose lives, like mine, are intertwined with the YWCA Hamilton. I accept this first time ever Dr. Julia Goodman Award with much gratitude and a full heart. I thank you for creating such a wonderful moment in my life. I will always treasure these awards and this time spent with all of you. Thank you.